Hello, everyone, and good morning to everybody. And I hope everybody is fine. We've come back after a long break, and I hope everybody enjoyed the winter vacation. So, let's get back to the topic. And today I'm going to start with a new lesson that is natural resources. So, let us learn this chapter in detail with a short introduction. And let me tell you that what all you need to learn in this chapter is that you need to understand what natural resources are, know the types of natural resources, its significance, the conservation, and you also need to realize the moderate use of natural resources and how can you conserve all these resources. So let's talk about the lesson natural resource. Okay, children, natural resources are resources which occur naturally on the earth, such as water, minerals, plants, and animals. The resources are necessary for all living organisms, including us, that is, the people. Our earth consists essential resources which support our life. And children, it is very important that we need to know what are natural resources, what are the essential items which support life on the earth. Now, the classification of natural resources. When we talk about the classification, natural resources are divided into two, that is, renewable resources and non renewable resources. Renewable resources are resources that are continually available in spite of their usage and they can be used again and again. For example, solar energy, air, water, soil, forest, etc. And non renewable resources are resources that run out due to the continuous usage and are called non renewable resources. For example, coal, petrol, diesel, these are known as non renewable resources. We cannot use these resources again and again. So, we have to keep in our mind that the usage of such resources have to be done in a very minimal way. The use of such resources should be very minimal. You should not try to reuse again and again and again and again or waste it. Fine. So let's talk about the renewable resources, which are, like I said, non-renewable resources are limited in nature, and once you use them, they take a very long time to replace. And they are known as exhaustible resources because they easily get exhausted and we do not get it easily. Non renewable resources take millions of years to be formed from the dead and preserved remains of any living organism. So, like I said, we need to keep in mind how we use or the way we use the natural resources. So let us learn more about the renewable resources. The renewable resources when we talk about is the solar energy, the, which is produced by the sun, that is known as solar energy. And the main source of heat and light of the earth, where we get the light from, is the sun. It is the main source of heat nowadays. And solar heater is a very common used energy because you can use it as much as you want to. We can renew it again and again. We can just reuse it again and again. You must have seen people implanting solar panels on the terraces where the sunlight falls on a very good amount, so that helps in um, uh, like renewing the energy with the help of the sun. And that is how the energy is renewed again and again, where they keep on using the panels, and that is the sun's energy. Another renewable resources which we can learn about is the soil. Soil is the thin top layer of the crust which contains minerals and organic substances. Soil is formed by weathering of rocks, by flowing water, blowing winds, and other organisms. Soil is also a renewable resource like water. Then, soil is necessary for the growth of plants. Plants get water and salts required to prepare their food from soil. It helps, the soil helps, it is the top layer of the earth and it helps, it is a valuable natural resource. Let me tell you, it is a very, very valuable natural resource and we should conserve it. We should try to conserve it. Soil is often blown away by the water or washed away by running water or rain, like I told you. And when it is taken away by the soil, by the water or the rain, that is known as soil erosion. What is it known as? Soil erosion. What happens? The soil erosion, it takes away the top layer of the soil, which is the most fertile one. It takes away the soil. Hence, we should try to conserve soil to keep it fertile. And it also results from deforestation and overgrazing by domestic animals. Overgrazing removes the grass cover and leaves the soil bare. The soil is no longer fertile. Wind and water act on it with full force. Hence, we should try, or we should, make efforts to plant more trees to protect the soil. Otherwise, soil erosion is a very, a kind of um can we can call it like an insect. It takes away everything. It takes away the fertility of the soil, it takes away the production of the soil, and the soil becomes barren. It does not provide um any kind of usage for the soil. Then another type of farming in the soil we can see is the contour farming. Farming according to the shape of the land to prevent soil erosion is contour farming. You can see in the picture. And in this, what we do, we do some farming like we are putting, that is green things we put here, and we go according to the land. We go according to the condition of the land. We start planting according to the condition of the land, and that helps in preventing soil erosion. If we want to keep the fertility of the soil intact, that helps in soil erosion. Next we are going to learn about the forest. Forests are a natural habitat of wild animals and birds. They provide necessary food to animals and many useful materials to man. It is not only for any animals or greenery but also for us. Forests have many uses. Some of them are, they give us oxygen, then they keep the area around all of us cool. They provide us with food and fruits, medicines, timber. Then it gives us fuel. We also studied in our previous lesson about the softwood and the hardwood which the forests provide us. Then, like I told you in the beginning, forests are a home to many animals. With the increase in population, forests are being cleared for residence and farming. The forest cover is being reduced. This is known as deforestation, and deforestation leads to soil erosion. Then, less it leads to less uh, rainfall, less oxygen, more of landslides and floods. The deforestation, children, also makes many animals homeless. This all we have studied in our previous lesson, where we talked about how forest is a very important part of everybody's life. Destruction to forest is destruction to life. We cannot, we cannot be selfish. We are living in a world when we need to think about other animals also. We need to talk about the way people are living. We need to talk about the way people are treating animals or the earth, the soil, the forest. We need to help others, or we need to train others that how natural resources can be used in a proper or a judicious manner. Then, children, we have also wildlife. Wildlife is another thing which is in large number in our country. It forms an important resource in our country. Plus, many wild animals are in danger just because forests are in danger. Many wild animals are in danger. Humans, they poach these animals, they hurt these animals, and they kill them for their skin, for the horns, fur, tusks. Uh, Government has also provided several kinds of steps to help not to cut forest or to preserve wildlife. Same thing we studied in our previous lesson, where we talked about how government has helped people in developing uh, natural parks, sanctuaries, and all these things. And the government has taken several steps to conserve wildlife by setting up forest reserves and sanctuaries. Now, how can you conserve forest, children? Forest can be conserved by restricting um, unnecessary falling down of trees, or we can plant more trees. Proper usage of forest products, cutting down of the branches causing forest fire, etc. These things you know can be helped in not hindering these natural resources. Like I told, government has taken several steps to conserve the forest. Then many movements have taken place against deforestation. There is Apiko movement, Save Forest movement, Chipko movement, which we studied in our previous lesson, where Sundarlal Bhogna was the leader of Chipko movement, which talked about hugging trees and prevent them not to cut. When our activities become the biggest threat to natural resources. The availability of these resources is being reduced because of our overusage and our misuse of the natural resources. Air and land resources, everything is being affected. There is only one solution to this problem, that is conservation and protection. We cannot do anything else. Only this has to be done, that we need to conserve and we need to protect. Unless and until we protect, unless and until we conserve, we are not going to help our country become a better and a good place to live. Plus, children, we must make sincere attempts to conserve and protect our resources. What you can do? We can reduce our trips by cars, and encouraging more carpooling, then walking short distances, using public transports, then riding our bicycles instead of driving, reducing the consumption of wastage of electricity and water, then reducing the wastage of paper, reducing or recycling old papers and using recycled paper bags. Instead of using polythene bags, we can make our own paper bags, decorative paper bags. Then planting more trees whenever and wherever we can. We should try to look after trees, collect and harvest rainwater. This is all how we can take care of our environment. you know Talking so much about such things, there are still today that the same amount of water is there on the earth as there was when the earth was formed. We can use very little of that water. This is because most of the water is too salty or frozen. We have lots of water. We have water in oceans, we have water in lakes, but some water is not at all fit for drinking. Few amount of water is not at all fit for drinking because either they are salty or not fit. They give us waterborne diseases. So we should try to uh, minimize our efforts, minimize our usage, so that we make a better environment and we make a better uh, place for everybody to live in. So, this is all about natural resources, children, renewable resources. In the next session, I will talk about non renewable resources. So that's all for today, children. Stay healthy, stay safe. God bless you. Take care.